and to kind of engage you guys more. So I am going to ask questions, and I'm going to be giving out prizes for those of you who do engage with me. So do your best to make sure you're not too shy so that you do that. And you guys on Zoom, I'm recording the new way to teach a class. So I will be reading most of this. I just wanted you guys to kind of get an idea of how I do that, so you guys can do the same thing. And then Marilyn's gonna be my assistant. So I'm gonna give you these, Marilyn. So when I give you the cue, we're shocking each other left and right here today. That was a loud one. Okay, so let's get started. So the first part of this, I'm gonna introduce myself. So my name is Marlene Yvette. I've been doing doTERRA for 5 years, learning the oils a little bit longer than that, but also using them and teaching others how to do that for about 5 years. My intention today is to help you all understand the power of essential oils and how they can change your health and your family's health. One of the reasons I started using essential oils or using doTERRA was because even before oils, I sort of had an idea about natural health, and I had an idea about how, taking over-the-counter drugs or taking pharmaceuticals were not really the best way to manage health. And so I used to just suffer through things. If I'd get a headache, I'd try to drink some tea and lay down and do things that I knew were good for me, but I tried to stay away from like Tylenol and things like that because I just knew it wasn't good for me. But I used to suffer through a lot because we suffer when we don't take things. And so for me, it was just so awesome to learn about oils and to learn about why doTERRA was different and to use them for things like headaches, which I got most frequently during my period. I would get headaches or the cramps that would come during that time. That for me, knock on wood, was the basics of the symptoms I would feel throughout a month because I was pretty healthy. I did get a cold every, once a year, something like that. So it was so great just to have something that I could use. It could relieve my symptoms tremendously. And I felt good about what I was doing for my body. Like I knew that I was doing something positive for my body and not harming myself. And so that's just a little bit of a testimony. There's a much more powerful one that I'll share at the end of class, but just to kind of give you an introduction as to why I use them and how they've changed my life. And now, 5 years later, they've not only changed my life in terms of health. I mean, those of us who use oils, I'm sure we would agree that we could think now, like, what the heck did we ever do before oils? Like, how did we manage our lives? Or we can't imagine our lives without oils in terms of our wellness. But today it is also my full way of even how I support my life, how I live my life, how I have income, how I do everything, because it's been such a powerful shift in every facet of my life. So I'm extremely grateful for having this to help people also learn how to change their lives as well. So today we are going to learn about essential oils, and we're going to learn some really cool things. So if I do my job correctly today, you're going to leave here knowing 3 really cool things about essential oils. The first cool thing about essential oils is that they're 100% natural and safe. There's nothing added or taken away from the oil. They are simply pure essential oils with no side effects, and they cause no addictions. They're safe for babies, for children, for adults, and for the elderly. What they are extracts from plants that have amazing health benefits. One oil or one drop of oil is about 50 to 70 times stronger than the dried herbal counterpart. So drinking a tea or something like that, or a dried herbal supplement. So 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to drinking 28 cups of tea. They're very, very potent. To help you feel how powerful doTERRA oils are, Marilyn, my assistant today, my hostess, is going to give you an experience with one of the most important essential oils, peppermint. She's going to put a drop in your hands.
Oh, I touched you.
So when you get the drop in your hands, you're going to rub your hands together. Okay. Now, if you ever get these oils on the sensitive part of your body, you're going to use an oil like fractionated coconut oil to take the sting away fast. You can use a lot of essential oils for this, but for this, you're going to take a deep breath. Don't put it in your eyes. Take a deep breath. Inhale it into your nose. You can even take your thumb and even put it to the roof of your mouth and feel that kind of get into your system that way as well. Okay. Cup your hands to your face, breathe deeply. See if you can breathe that in for 30 seconds. Just keep breathing it in your mouth, breathing it in your nose. You can put the thumb on the roof of your mouth if you like as well. What I love about these oils is that they are CPTG standard. It stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, and it means these oils are completely potent and pure. It means there are no foreign contaminants or fillers. Potent means that each plant was grown in the part of the world where the plant grows best, resulting in the absolute best chemistry for that plant. When you have the ideal chemistry, the essential oil extracted does exactly what it's meant to do for our health. So that's the first cool thing about essential oils. They are 100% natural and safe. What did you feel when you inhaled the oil? When you inhaled it through your nose, what did you notice? It opens up your breathing. Mm-hmm.
Like straight up,
Straight
in. I felt like I tasted, you know what I mean? Before even I put my, how you said put the finger, but before I even did that, I already felt it in.
Yep. You felt it going in, it opened you up.
Wake up.
Yes, that's another big thing is you will feel more alert and more awake. Inhaling peppermint's a really good thing to do in the middle of the day when you feel like you may need that extra cup of coffee. You can do the peppermint instead. So some of the most common benefits are opening your airways. If you're breathing it in through your nose, you just do just like that. You can also form a fist on your hand like this and breathe it through your mouth, kind of like if you were doing a pump or something like that. If you have like lung issues or lung congestion or asthma, you can breathe it in through your mouth that way. Breathe it in through your nose. Really good topically to put on your head if you have a headache or any pain like that. Anything like that, the back of your neck, your shoulders, your belly, really, really good for digestive problems. Peppermint's very versatile, very, very versatile. Okay, so out of everything that I just talked about, first person who tells me, who can tell me the most cool thing about essential oils out of what we've covered so far? Very good. They're natural, 100%. So you're gonna win. Yay! I'm gonna have that Marilyn give them up. That's peppermint. Yep. So you have your sample of peppermint. Okay. So we're gonna give out prizes throughout the whole class for the people that answer the questions the fastest. So be trigger happy with that, and I'll give them to Marilyn so I don't have to stand up and people here can see me.
Like, where are you?
Yeah. Okay. So now the second cool thing about essential oils is that they are much more effective than many modern approaches to health. Firstly, do we have any medical professionals in the room? Any of you work in the medical field? Nurses, doctors, anybody? No? Okay, good. You're all my friends. Just kidding. I love medical professionals. All right. Well, for those of us who aren't, which none of us are, this may sound elementary to us, right? But since we don't, for us, it's going to be kind of like a biology 101. We're just going to quickly go over a little bit about science, okay? But very, very simply, just to kind of give us a really good idea of what these oils could do. So let's say this is a cell in your body, okay? We know that with our cells, they have outer membranes that are based in fat, okay? They're based in lipids and they're oily. The cell membrane protects the cell. It keeps all of the good things in the cell and takes all of the bad things, keeps all of the bad things out of the cell. Now, two of the things that are most harmful to our cells are bacteria and viruses. Bacteria usually form on the outside of a cell, and viruses duplicate the DNA on the inside of a cell. All you have to remember is that bacteria is on the outside and viruses are on the inside. Let's say you went to the doctor with a bacterial infection. What would he recommend you take? If you had an infection, what is the doctor going to give you? An antibiotic, because it's bacterial, right? So you're going to take an antibiotic. After taking the antibiotic for 7 to 10 days, in most cases, it will probably clear up the infection. But it often comes with wreaking havoc on your system as well. What happens to women when they take antibiotics? A lot of times.
They break out.
They break out. They get pimples. They get yeast infections. Absolutely. So we know that taking the synthetic antibiotic is going to clear something up and cause a problem, like most of the things that they give us in the medical establishment. Now, if you had a virus, like a cold or flu, what would the doctor say? He's going to say, go home, drink a lot of liquid, drink a lot of water, and rest because it's viral and we cannot give you an antibiotic, right? The reason why is because most of the modern recommendations for illnesses are water-based synthetic agents and frequently come with side effects and addictions. What do we know about water and oil? They don't mix. So that's why a water-based synthetic drug cannot penetrate that cell and get inside, right? Because the cell membrane is fat and oil and it's lipid, so it won't go through. The essential oil, on the other hand, what am I doing? So the recommendation from your doctor is water-based. If it will have a really hard time penetrating the oily cell membrane. Essential oils are different. They are oil-based, which means they can permeate that cell membrane. They can work on a cellular level without side effects or addictions, and they can combat the bacteria on the outside and prevent the duplication of viruses on the inside. That is why we often say we are more effective than modern approaches to health problems. So that is the second thing that is cool about essential oils. What's the second thing that's cool about essential oils that we just went over? They penetrate the cell membrane, very good, which makes them better than
if it was water and oil.
So since the oils penetrate the cell to kill viruses, it makes them better than drugs. Very good. So what I gave, what's her name again? What's your name? Claudia. What I gave Claudia was a sample of our blend On Guard. The reason I gave her On Guard is because it kind of goes through what we're talking about now with clearing up viruses and bacteria. On Guard is a blend that we use in doTERRA for when we're sick, when we have a cold, when we have the flu. We take it, you can take this every day. It's a blend of many different oils that helps to clean the cell of viruses and clean the body of germs preventatively and during the beginnings of something, okay? Very good to use for that. It's also very good to use for cleaning the house, okay? A lot of times people that use oils learn how to use them for their health, but then I go to their houses and I want to have a little bit of a conniption because they're still cleaning with Clorox and Fabuloso and all these other things that are not necessary to clean with because they actually cause damage, right? We know that. That's why you got to wear a mask and you got to wear gloves and all these things to clean the house, and that's not good for our health. And so On Guard, literally, spray bottle like what Marilyn showed you earlier, you put that in there, clean the whole house, you save a ton of money because you don't got to buy a bunch of chemicals that are not good to clean with anyway, and you save your health, okay? The other oil I'm going to mention now is oregano, because we're talking about cleaning the body of viruses and bacteria and what doctors give you, which is antibiotics. Well, oregano is the strongest antibiotic known to man, stronger than anything synthetic you could ever take, shown in studies. How do we know they're really scientifically proven to work? Because why doesn't a doctor just give us oregano, right, if that were the case? Well, because it's a profit-making business, and they're not going to tell us that it really is proven by science in that industry. But there is an industry where they did decide it was proven by science because they could make money. That's what it's about, right? So when you go to the supermarket and you go to buy a chicken, most of you are going to look for chickens that say zero what? Zero antibiotics and zero hormones, right? Well, how do they keep the chickens healthy? Why do they not have to give them antibiotics? Because they feed them oregano. That's what I researched about the poultry industry. And I said, well, wait a minute. They're feeding the chickens oregano and they're making the chickens healthy with oregano and not needing to give them antibiotics, proven by science, because the FDA is not going to approve that they sell chickens, right? Because we could get sick if we eat a chicken that's been sick and not healed properly. Well, if it heals the chickens, it can heal us too. Just logic for me, right? And there are tons of studies. You can see them, that they work. Oregano works not kind of like greatest penicillin, better than. It's proven already in science. So the way, I obviously don't tell anybody not to take your drugs. You get the script, do what you have to do, listen to your doctors. I'm not a doctor. But try your oregano. Try your oregano. Go back 2 or 3 days later, not 7 to 10 like when you're taking an antibiotic, 2 or 3 days, and see if the test comes out positive. Test it out for yourself. I have many clients who tell me the test was negative. I didn't have it anymore. So it's an antibiotic. On Guard and Oregano are going to be your powerhouses for getting away from the drugs that people take when they have cold and flu, and definitely I know nobody in here goes to the pharmacy and gets that shot this time of year that makes you sick to prevent illness. Because again, it's all about logic to me. If I'm not sick, why would I take something to get sick to protect me from being sicker later? Doesn't make sense. I just will stay healthy. How about that? How about I just stay healthy the whole season and I'm good with that, right? Okay, so.
Can you say that one more time? The two that are the powerhouses?
Oregano and On Guard.
Oh, and On Guard.
And they're in that, like the paper you have right there. If you want to mark them off with your pen, you can you make a little mark of it. They're also listed in there.
And I have chickens and I'm feeding them Oregano.
Amen.
You have chickens? I want to see that. I used to have a pet chicken.
Okay, so the third cool thing about essential oils is that they are even cheaper than traditional medicine. Let me explain. Who can tell me what their copay for visiting a doctor is? $25. Okay. $25, and let's see. And if your doctor were to give you a prescription for an antibiotic, what would your copay be for that antibiotic? Okay, so let's say ballpark, we're going to look at like $35 to $37 it's going to cost you to go to the doctor and get your antibiotic, okay? Now, when someone in my family gets an ear infection, we take 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of melaleuca and we rub it around their ear and put them to sleep. 12 hours later, their ear infection is cleared up. That cost me about 64 cents. Now, whether it costs you $35 for your copay and your prescription, or whether it costs you $0 because you live in a country with free medical care, essential oils are still less expensive than the gas in the car you're going to have to put in there to get to the doctor's office, and the half a day of work you may have to take off to get to the doctor's office or the emergency room. And again, taking into account that these pharmaceuticals are going to wreak havoc on our bodies and have side effects, which oils would not. Okay, I would add into that sitting in that, it's a nightmare to sit in an emergency room, waiting room. I don't remember the last time I ever had to do that. We're talking about 10 years plus, but I remember what it's like. You're sitting there, people are crying and coughing, and you're just like dying to get the heck out of there. So that alone would be worth it for me to try something else, just not to be in that place with all those sick people who are miserable, because I just want to give oils to everybody in there and just teach a class right in the emergency room if it were me. Okay, so maybe that's not a bad, maybe I should just start visiting the emergency room from doing that, right? So we save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs because of essential oils. You cannot afford not to use natural solutions. That is why essential oils are cheaper than traditional medicine. And that's the third cool thing about essential oils. What's the third cool thing about essential oils?
They are cheaper than traditional.
Absolutely. Here's your oregano for the next time they want you in an antibiotic, but you're not going to take it because you know better.
It's very hot.
Yeah, you got to use that. You want to do a capsule,
Okay.
like put it in, the little empty capsules. You can put it in that, or you can just rub it on with coconut oil on your feet. Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about that now. So, okay, so we did that. So now we're going to talk about how you use them. You use them aromatically, you use them topically, and you use them internally. Aromatically is the first way you use essential oils. Everyone take your fingers and pinch right above the bridge of your nose. Okay. Now she says, you can take your fingers off because you all look silly. This nerve on your nose is connected to your limbic system, part of your brain, which in turn sends messages to your entire body. Sometimes people don't believe that you can affect your entire body by just smelling something. But let me illustrate how it's true. When you go to the hospital for surgery and you need to be put under and get anesthesia delivered, the fastest way is not to give you a pill. It's not to give you a shot. They put a mask on you and they ask you to count down to 10. Most people are completely under before they ever reach 10. Right? Have you ever been put under? You count one and not even count to 10. That's how quickly smelling something can affect every system in your body. So when you breathe those synthetic compounds through the mask, your olfactory system is powerful enough to send signals to your entire body and knock you out in under 10 seconds. It is the fastest way to access the brain. This happens exactly the same way with natural compounds found in essential oils. When we breathe in the compounds from essential oils, they hit our olfactory nerve, and the olfactory nerve sends signals to the limbic system, which in turn sends signals to the rest of our body. And all of this happens in less than 30 seconds. Every part of our body. There are a few ways that you can use them aromatically. You can breathe them in from your hands like you did earlier with the peppermint. You can put them in a diffuser, which we usually have on, but Marilyn has it back there with the doggy. So diffusers are just little machines. You put water in them. You've probably seen them before. They have vapor that comes out of them. You can use it that way. You can throw them on your pillow. You can put them on your clothes. You can put them on little diffuser jewelry. You can put them in a bath with some magnesium salts or Epsom salts. Really, you can use them many different ways aromatically. Okay, now we're gonna have an experience with wild orange. So Marilyn, if you could pass around a drop of wild orange in everyone's hand, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna rub your hands together and take a few really deep breaths.
I can't see. Do you always have to rub to get the heat?
It's not the heat so much as it's just kind of like getting the oil to get on all parts of your hand, so that when you cup it, you really have all the vapors everywhere, and you get more of an effect by cupping your hands to your face. So take some deep breaths of the wild orange. Okay. Now, when you're breathing that in, who can describe that experience for me? What does it feel like? Refreshing.
I feel like it goes up your nose into your whole face, but also in your chest.
You can feel it in your chest. Very good. So it's refreshing. When we use essential oils that come from citrus like wild orange, we call those the happy oils, because anything citrus, if you can even imagine an orchard of oranges or lemons, just walking through there, I can imagine it would just make anyone just feel happy, right? But there's actual science behind that. The compounds in the citrus oils bind to the neurotransmitters in our brain very similarly to the way antidepressants do. And so they work really, really well for emotions that have to do with being sort of down, depressed, sad, things like that. That's why it's in our adaptive blend as well, because they're very uplifting. And they're the happy oils.
It was actually kind of like nostalgic for me. I grew up around a lot of oranges, and I smelled it, and I'm like, oh, I just like picture me climbing on a tree right now.
Yeah, like and scents have that power, right? They can take us right back to a really good memory or a nostalgic memory, and so they're really connected to our emotions when we inhale things that reminds us of our childhood or of a good memory. So it says, it's amazing, isn't it? Not only does the wild orange smell really good, it has natural compounds that help with stress and depression. It's a really good oil to keep on you everywhere you go, because you never know when those moments are going to hit, right? When you're in traffic, when something happens, somebody cuts in front of you in the line. Like, our emotions can go up and down all day long. So really good to have an essential oil with you every time you go anywhere, so that you can be prepared.
That was mine to drink too. The wild orange.
Yep, it's really good for that too. I was trying to find my keys, but on my keys I have a little oil holder. I'll show you later. So, okay, so what was the question? So how's the first way you use essential oils? Aromatic.
Yeah, very good. So you have your wild
Orange. Okay. Now, the second way you use essential oils is topically. You can actually apply most of the essential oils directly to your skin, but for children and people with sensitive skin, you'll want to dilute them with a coconut oil. It's just as effective, and you can use it on the bottoms of your feet. Even for babies, it will not bother them. The reason we do this is the pores on the bottoms of our feet are big and absorb the oils very quickly into our bloodstream. So it's a really good way to get them into your system quickly. what health concerns would you say would be best to use for topical usage? Like, what health concerns do you think would be a good way to use it would be topically? Headache. Very good. Here's a little sample of lemon for
Coughing, when you're coughing.
Coughing on your chest, right? What do Hispanics do when they're coughing? Right. So for topical, it's good to use for pain. It's good to use for headaches, for pain, for chest breathing issues, even digestive too, because you can rub it on your belly if you have issues with that, right? Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
For the topical part, so if you dilute it with coconut oil, is 1 drop of oil to how many drops of oil? Coconut oil.
So if you're doing a couple drops of your essential oil, it depends on which one it is. Like if it's one that's like hotter, I would do maybe 3 drops of coconut oil to 1 drop of essential oil, something like that. Especially if you have sensitive skin. For babies, I would do maybe a little bit more, maybe 5 drops to 1 drop if it's a baby or an elderly person. When we usually make roller bottles, and what I usually do when people get their kits is I make rollers with you, so we dilute them according to the person that's going to be using it. Because we may be able to use a stronger one than a baby or an older person. But yeah, so there's not like an exact science to it. It depends on who's using it. But you want to use a few drops of essential oil, of coconut oil to the essential oil, depending on how hot that oil is. Like oregano, you're going to definitely use a little bit more than maybe a deep blue or something like that. Okay, so it says, so we went over topically. So
Can I give her like a little example?
Yeah.
Because I use cypress
Mm-hmm.
on my, I have them here. I don't know if you can see them. But this is the oil, and because you know that feeling of your legs, that's painful, like you feel like, I don't know, it's weird. And then it didn't let me sleep at night, so I will just,
A restless.
yes. And
Oh, yeah.
so I used cypress for that, but I would just pour like that, and then pour 2 or 3 drops of cypress, rub it, and then rub on my calf and under my feet. And then if I needed more, so I would just do it by eye.
Okay.
But I would just do like así, y le echaba las gotitas, y eso mismo me daba masaje de toda. Entonces when it finished, it doesn't have a smell. It's,
The coconut oil has no scent, yeah,
No
because
scent.
it stays liquid.
yeah, and I have that one, and I also have the jojoba oil. And Liana does my spinal cord, my whole spinal with the oils with this one, with either one. But that's what I use. So it's basically you measure it and based on what you need or what you're feeling, or if you're dry, you want more, how fast you want that to work.
So what's the second way to use essential oils? Topically.
I think she said it first.
Topically. Oh. So that is deep blue. So deep blue is one of the oils out of the 10 basic oils that we only use topically. You're not going to use that internally, and you're not really going to diffuse it because the benefits of deep blue come from applying it to the body because it's our pain oil. So that's the one, that what I gave you is a little sample of the cream formula because we do make a cream out of it as well, which is over there, but it has an oil and a cream. So that's going to be like for headaches, menstrual cramps, pain anywhere in the body. It is amazing. Like literally the pain goes away within seconds. It's awesome. So deep blue is the only way we use it is going to be topically for that one. Okay, now the third way we use essential oils is internally. These essential oils are not only safe to use internally, they are recommended to use internally because of the certified pure therapeutic grade. They are medicinal and completely safe to ingest, unlike most other brands in the market. You can put them in your mouth, you can drink them in water. If you don't like the taste, you can get the empty vegetarian capsules. You just open up the capsule, you put the drops in, you close it, and you just take it like a pill. Okay, so you can make your own little concoctions that way. What health concerns do you think would be best to take the oils internally for?
When we're talking about cells and stuff like that.
Like for colds and flus and things, like to clean yourself? Yeah, that's a good way. Any other ways? For infections? Any other ways?
For stomach issues.
Very good. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is you want your sample of Melaleuca. Melaleuca is an oil that, in addition to oregano and On Guard, is really good for infections. We have a saying in doTERRA: if you want to get rid of it, put Melaleuca on it. So basically, you can drink it for throat infections, if you have pimples, if you have anything on your body, in your body or out of your body, Melaleuca will help you rid it of. Not just getting rid of the thing that's there, but helping to heal you on a DNA level so that it doesn't come back again. Like, I know people that use oils, have used things like dermatologists to get off warts from their body, or growths that happen on their body, warts and skin tags and things like that, and they'll freeze them or they'll burn them off, whatever they do there, and they'll come off, but they always come back, right? Because they're just taking off the result of what's there, not the cause of why it's there. When you use an oil like oregano with tea tree, it not only, because oregano's hot, so it's going to burn off the wart or it's going to burn off the skin tag, but it's also repairing the cells so they won't come back. So it's a true healing of it. It's not just dealing with the symptom, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to heal. Why is the body not producing the cells properly, or why the cell's toxic or whatever it is, and making sure that that gets healed on that level. So tea tree is really good for that. It's really good for repelling lice. If you have children and you get the letter home from school that there's lice in the school, you can drop some of that in the shampoo and keep lice away. Nail fungus, if you get nail fungus or athlete's foot or anything like that, it's really good for that as well. Okay.
That's the Melaleuca.
Yep, Melaleuca.
I use Melaleuca and lemongrass. For
and you can take our Melaleuca internally and you can put it on as well.
Is tea tree Melaleuca?
It's the same. Yeah, Melaleuca is a strain of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's a species of tea tree. It's the one that comes from New Zealand or that part of the world, and that's where we get it from. So that's why they call it Melaleuca, because we get it from that part of the world. Somebody mentioned digestive problems. Yes, it's a good way to take the oil. We have a blend called Digest Zen, and Digest Zen is for anything digestive. So whether you go to the bathroom too much, you don't go enough, you have heartburn, acid reflux, bloating, pains, like digestive problems are probably one of the most common problems that our society suffers from because we don't eat very well. So digestive oil is really, really good. And you can do both. You can put a drop on your belly, rub it right around your belly button, put them on your feet. Even though it's your digestive system, remember the feet brings it into your blood very quickly anyway. Acid reflux, all that problem, right in your chest if you feel the acid here, wherever you feel it in your throat. And yes, you can take it internally too. Okay, so this one,
it comes in pills too.
Yeah, it comes in pills, but if you don't mind the taste of licorice, it kind of has that taste because it's got anise.
That's why I was born in Chile, and in Chile the moms give them the little
Yeah, so that's what's in that. Yep, absolutely. So, and all of the oils, I'm going to keep them here. So after class, if you want to smell any of them, you can come smell them as well.
Would you use Digest Zen on children?
Yes, absolutely. You would just dilute it a little bit more. So maybe in a roller bottle, just rub it on their bellies with the, like if you're doing like a 10 ml roller bottle, you could put 5 or 6 drops of Digest Zen and all the rest coconut oil. And that's all they need. And you can put on their feet, rub it on them. Yeah, internally, I would say when they're a little bit older, just because the flavor might be, freak them out, not because it's going to do any harm to them. Because think about the things that people give babies internally, right? So an oil is not going to do anything bad to them. It's a matter of like, can they tolerate the flavor, right? So you just can put it on them at first. And then when they're a little older, maybe in a juice or something that would mask it. Okay, so we did that. So this is the funnest part and the most powerful part of our class. Did I give all of them out? Well, I didn't give these out, so let me, well, actually, I will do that.
Lavender?
No, I'm gonna do that with this part. Okay, so this is the funnest part of the class, but it only works, oh, that's me, I'm not supposed to read that part. No, this is the funnest part of the class. For anyone who would like to share, it says come up and share. I'm not gonna make you stand, so you can do it where you're sitting. But if you share an awesome experience you've had with an essential oil, so whether you've been sampled before you came to class or you've been using oils already, I don't know, did they get samples before they came to class? No? Okay, so so Marilyn's gonna get punished later for that, but ideally we want people to sample before they come, so this is the part they can like, oh, say all these things. But I know you've used them before. I know Damaris has used them, so we're gonna have them do this. And if in the past you have, it's okay. If it wasn't doTERRA, these will be way better anyway, but just to share testimonies. Obviously if they're doTERRA, even better. So there's 2 rules to sharing your testimony. You can't use the same health concern more than once, and you have to do it in under 60 seconds. So I don't have a clock on me, but whoever has a clock. So under 60 seconds, and you're gonna get, prizes for that too. And then I'll go over the last few oils when we give those prizes out. So those of you who've used doTERRA oils, let's do the testimonies, 60 seconds or less. Who's ready to start? Oh, awesome, you've used them. Oh, you have used them before, cool. So tell me, what have you used it for and what did it do?
I've used digestion for stomach issues. I have a lot of stomach issues. And the minute I ingest it, I do the pill form.
You did the pill form?
And it just works. So I've leaned off my traditional medicine as far as for my tummy, and I use digestion.
Awesome. Very, very good. Very happy to hear that. So I'm going to give you a sample of our lavender oil for that testimony. Lavender, many of you probably are very familiar with lavender, right? For what? What do people use lavender for? Relax, sleep, right? So it's really good.
I use it as makeup. That's my face cleaning.
You can clean your face with it. It helps.
Clean my whole face and I don't do anything else.
It helps with
and I use it as moisturizer, so it cleans it out. And then I use
it's really good for the skin, for burns, for cuts, for sunburn. The same way it calms our emotions, it calms our skin and it calms our body.
For burns. I burn myself, and you know how you get that burn? And I put, you know how they say bata and blah, blah, blah? No, I put that, and I'm not kidding, in less than like a minute, it was like I never had a burn, and I did not get the
scarring. Yep, it's really good for the skin.
Because it was pretty, I was like, oh my God, but
yeah.
For burns.
Yes, very, very good for burns, for cuts. It helps the skin heal quicker. It helps the body, to repair the cells faster. So sleep aromatically and topically for the skin. Okay, who's gonna say the next testimony? That was great on time too. Congrats for that. You did it under 60 seconds. Who can give me a next testimony? Yes.
I will. So the On Guard. I had felt a little starting, a tickle in my throat. My daughter was coughing, and Marilyn had given us some beadlets. I popped one, like 2 of them within my mouth, and it worked better than the antiseptic. That's supposed to help. And I took it for a few days in a row, and I felt like it didn't progress. I didn't get sick, and I thought I was going to. So that was amazing. And then also with the Breathe we diffuse in every single room, especially around this time, because I have little kids, and they have issues, when it comes to coughing and stuff like that, and it works, and I feel like it smells clean, it cleans the air, and it has just a soothing property. So I love that. We use it all the time.
Awesome. So you were able to take On Guard just a couple days, never get sick the way you normally do. So imagine if you would have actually stayed on it for like the whole week or something. It would have been like even better, but you didn't even need to. So awesome. And I have a little sample of Breathe. So some more for the future. So like she said, Breathe is for respiratory. It's kind of our natural Vicks, right? So the reason Vicks works is because there are essential oils in Vicks. The issue is that the base of Vicks is also petrochemicals. So they make gasoline out of that. And we don't really, would you go to the gas station and put some essential oil with your hair? Put some gas and put this on my body? Probably not, right? But we put Vaseline on our body, and we put Vicks on our body, and they are made with the same things as gas. So keep that in mind the next time you go to grab that, okay? The Breathe has the oils that are in Vicks that are all good for the respiratory. So like your eucalyptus, your wintergreen, your mints, like everything that's really healthy for the respiratory system. Great to diffuse. This is the other oil out of the top 10 that we don't ingest. We just use it on our body and in the diffuser, okay? And we have time for one testimony, 60 seconds. I think Damari should share hers because hers is pretty powerful.
Can I take 10 seconds? I want to take 10 seconds.
I'll give you.
How you think? How you think?
No, she's got a.
When I get sick, these are my two things that I use. On guard and breathe. And I have gotten sick maybe once in 2-3 years. But I have not gone to the doctor, but this is what I use. I diffuse this, I put it here, I put it there, I go under the frisa, so that's all you want to do, and I take the on guard. Those are my two things that I just use for when I'm sick and for Liana too. That's all I use, these two items.
Awesome. And now Damari, give you your testimony. I think I'm going to forget because I'm not going to forget. No, now. You can do it in 60 seconds. Oh, because of the thing? I'll pause it.
Oh.
Where can I pause it? Okay, we're going to pause the video right for a minute.
Topically, I ingested, yes.
I put it in a drink, in that juice, I put it.
I use oils for cooking. Brownies have oils in them.
Yeah, we made brownies.
And I put
So we won't tell you the ingredients until you eat them.
Juice have oils in them. Even spaghettis. My first meal with oils, I put oregano on my spaghetti.
Oh,
yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, Damari's testimony with oils is one of the most powerful ones I've ever been a part of. So I love when she shares it because it goes to show that, we're talking about everyday common stuff here. But if you know people suffering with things that they really feel like they're at the end of their rope, that they've tried everything and they've never had success or answers, invite them to try doTERRA, because I promise you, like now 5 years later, I'm never shocked by what I hear that they do, because they are really that amazing. Okay, we're almost done. I'm going to explain to you the 3 ways to purchase your oils. The first way is retail, but nobody here is going to do that because they're the most expensive ways to get them. You would only get them retail if you go to a doctor's office or a spa, or you go to like some professional setting that you see them on sale for. The second way is wholesale. This is kind of like having a Costco card where you have a membership and it gives you access to their great products at a discounted price. With doTERRA, if you have a wholesale account, it allows you to get everything at 25% below the retail cost. And then there's a third way, and that's the way that I buy my oils. Marilyn gets her oils, Damaris gets her oils. This is the smartest way to get your oils, and it's under wholesale, so you pay even cheaper than wholesale. As you have listened today about the power of essential oils and how they can change your lives, you might be thinking, wow, this is more than I imagined. doTERRA wants to support you with your essential oil journey, and our goal is not that you just get a bottle of tea tree for your acne or deep blue for your pain. Our goal is to teach you how to live a natural lifestyle so that when things come up, anything, pain, allergies, cold, flu, instead of reaching for the drugs, you reach for a natural solution. doTERRA puts kits together that are cheaper than if you bought your oils individually. So if you add up the cost of that plus the wholesale account, you're paying way under wholesale. And these kits include the wholesale account, so that's free. You don't have to pay for it. And it has everything you need at your fingertips to completely replace your medicine cabinet. I'm going to tell you a few things about your kits. So we have the 3 most common kits one is the Natural Solutions Kit, then there's the Home Essentials Kit, and then there's the Family Essentials Kit. The Natural Solutions Kit is my favorite. It has everything you need to replace your entire medicine cabinet. It has our 10-hour diffuser, which is my favorite diffuser. It has digestive enzymes. It has probiotics to support your gut. It has the incredible immune oils in your soaps and your sanitizer. It has the soft gels that Marilyn mentioned earlier. It has your vitamins. It's so important to take good vitamins. Vitamins are the foundation of our health because they fill the gaps in our diets that we can't possibly eat all the healthy stuff we're supposed to, right? Do you agree it's kind of hard to eat fruits and vegetables all day? So vitamins are an important part because that's what keeps us healthy. That's what prevents us from getting sick. The next kit is the Home Essentials Kit. Whoa, oh, wait a minute. So it has the supplements. This kit saves you $228 off a wholesale. So by far it is your most cost-effective kit. The next kit is the Home Essentials kit. This one has just your 10 basic oils, the ones we went over today, and they come in the full-size bottles, which are the 15 milliliter bottles. And it also comes with a 12-hour diffuser. This kit saves you $86 off of wholesale. The third option is your Family Essentials kit. This one is the lowest price point, and it still comes with your 10 basic oils. It just comes in the 10 milliliter, in the 5 milliliter bottles, which is this size right here. Okay, and this kit saves you $36 off wholesale, plus you don't pay for that wholesale account price, which is $35 for the year. Let me give you a little tip. The Family Essentials kit comes with 5 milliliter bottles. Can you bring me a big bottle? And the Home Essentials kit comes with 15 milliliter bottles. So this is the difference in size that you get between the family and the home. Okay? So 5 milliliter, 15 milliliter. That's 3 times the amount of oil, but you're not paying 3 times the price, right? Because this one's $150. Double would be $300, which this is still triple the amount of oils, and it's under $300. It's $275. So that's the, and I say that because I can't count the times when people get this kit and tell me later, why did you convince me to get the bigger kit? Because it's such a better saving. So I'm making the point to let you know it's 3 times the oil. You're not even paying double the price, and you're basically getting a free $50 diffuser with it and your wholesale account paid for, okay? So that's your tip. It's definitely better value. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the 3 types of people that buy oils. There are 3 types of people that come to our classes. The first type of person is excited to live a natural solutions life. When they learn about the oils, they can't wait to share the products with their family. doTERRA supports this type of person by providing free monthly essential oil education. I teach classes every single month at my house. Marilyn's gonna be starting to teach classes every single month too, or maybe every other. But I always teach them, and in all types of different topics. So we go over emotions, we go over hormones. I teach you how to use the oils to clean your house. I teach them how to use them with your dogs and cats. I teach you how to completely change every facet of your life and incorporate oils. So not only do you boost your wellness in all these different areas, you save a ton of money, because now you don't have to buy a bunch of stuff you used to buy, which adds up, and it's normally toxic and synthetic, and we don't even need it. So you get all of that education for free by being a part of our team. The second type of person that gets oils is sitting here thinking, oh my God, my mother needs to learn about these oils, or my friend needs to learn about these oils, or my uncle and my aunt and my sister. Because the reality is, right, we live in a society where our healthcare system is broken, and there's so much suffering in the world and so little hope and solutions and real solutions. And so you may all be thinking, there's people that I know already, before I even have my oils, that need to learn about these oils. And doTERRA also supports this type of person through a generous system of rewards to help you share the products and be rewarded to do so. These people consistently share over time, can actually have their own healthcare paid for completely and fully each month. We call this the free natural health care, and there are thousands and thousands of people all over the world who currently receive their natural health care free from doTERRA, just for sharing it with people in need. The third type of person has been watching me the entire time thinking, I could do that better than her. Maybe you think that too. That's what I want to do. I want to change people's lives through educating people about the power of essential oils. And doTERRA also rewards this type of person through an incredibly generous compensation plan. As these people educate others about the power of essential oils, they can earn enough to supplement or even replace their income, so they can be financially free. Okay, so that's my story, and that's what I'm going to end with, is just share that, that's why I do this work, is because I was able to not only help people with their health, but completely change my entire life, my career, everything about my life has changed because of doTERRA. And the main reason I started this was because of my mom. She was really, really, really sick about 6-7 years ago, where the conventional system wasn't giving us hope, they weren't giving us answers, and they weren't giving us options. And so I had to take it upon myself to learn what I could do to help her. And in that journey of learning all of the things that I learned and that I didn't know about the conventional system, it sort of just inspired me that, you know, if I could help her, that I needed to help other people too. And so that sort of led into doing this work. You know, my mom, those of you who know her, she's doing amazing. She's, I would say, probably 98% recovered from health issues where back then they weren't giving her months to live because her body was not absorbing any sort of nutrient at that time. She was bedridden. She couldn't work. She couldn't do anything. So it was pretty powerful to see her journey and to see what it took to get her to be healthy again. And so my promise to God was, if natural medicine saved her life, I would spend the rest of mine helping other people do the same. Now, I didn't expect for it to be my full-time job, but that just goes to show how much of a need there is in the world, where I had so much more work doing this than I did as a mental health therapist, which was what I used to do before being the oil lady. So that's why I do this work. And so I just encourage you all to give this lifestyle a try. Not just to use your oils whenever things come up, but to really become a part of our community and learn all the different ways that you can use them. And then also be a voice in the world of hope and teach others that there is a way to get better, and there is a better way than maybe they even ever thought there would be. The last little part here, let's see. Okay, you got the forms. Everyone has your forms, right? So you know, so at the top of your form, it just has the 3 kits. If you decide you want to start outside of a kit, you would just basically get the $35 fee, pay that, and then you can order them individually. I really believe the kits are a better savings, so that's the best option, but you don't have to do it that way. You can do it however you like. Then, let me see. Yeah.
Is there like a payment plan where you take out so much from a card monthly, or is it a one?
So good question. So we do not require monthly purchases. No, you start off either by getting the kits that I went over today, or pay, which the $35 fee is waived. You don't pay for the fee. It's just part of like the savings you get. Or you pay $35 and then you individually get the oils you choose to get, and that's the extent of your order. You don't have to get anything. That wholesale discount you get is for a whole year, whether you use it once, twice, or every month. It's totally up to you. Those people who do purchase every month, who choose to because they run out of their lemon, you know, they know they're going to run out of something, doTERRA does give you extra incentives to do that, but it's not required. So you can have your account and use it as you like. Does that answer your question? Was that?
Yeah. So if I was to get, say, let's just say the $275,
Mm-hmm.
and say, can you break it down in 3 monthly payments?
Well, I mean, I could do that for you, where like I just took, and then at the 3rd month, but you would get the kit at the 3rd month. They won't send it that way. Yeah, they don't have a program where they break it down that way. You would have to just buy it in that moment. Now, what I mentioned earlier, we do have the promotion this month that if you start with at least 100, whether you pay the $35 and you do 100, or you get one of the kits, you get 50 free. So that 50 can be used for anything you want. It can be for different oils that maybe you're not getting in your kit, or if you're breaking down and getting less of them, or supplements, or anything. We have green cleaning, we have all kinds of stuff. So that is a promotion. Yeah, they put it in your account and you use it however you like. Yeah, but they don't have, I mean, if you were like, Marlene, here, I'm going to give you this for 3 months, I would be happy to save it for you and then get it once you have it. But they don't have a program like that, no, where you could do it that way. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see here, the last little part. So where is it? Let me see it now. There's the little keychain thingy-majiggy. Oh, I'm sitting on it. Okay, so before I forget, what is she saying over here? Okay, so before I forget, I just want to show you guys this little keychain, okay? This keychain holds in little bottles, kind of like what I gave you for samples, but a little bit bigger than that, like double that size. It holds the top on-the-go oil. So you can put them in here and then just click it to your purse or to a book bag or to anything for the kids or a diaper bag, and just have your oils on the go with you. So it's really convenient. So like if you're in the car and a kid is crying, You have the Serenity for them in the back seat. Or if you are out and you get sick and eat something that doesn't agree with you, you have Digestion for that. So it's awesome, and everyone needs one of these. So you have access to the oils in those moments when you need them. Who wants one? Everybody wants one. Awesome. So let me tell you how you get one. So here's the thing. You can't purchase this from me. You can only earn it as a reward. If any of you would like me to come and teach a fun class exactly like we did today, I will send you home with one of these. You get the keychain, and when you have your class on the calendar, we will decide, and it can be your house, my house. It doesn't matter where. We do oil classes everywhere. But what we do is on the night that you have your class, for every person that comes, you get to pick from my special stash. Now, I have all of these oils, but I also have a lot of other oils. And you can pick from any of those oils. And each person that comes, you get a sample. So if you have 3 people, you can pick 3 special oils for your keychain. If you have 4, 5, 6, and if it's up to 8, and I could get more of these. So if you want 16 people, like, we could do that too. Either way. So all you have to do is schedule your class and get your keychain, and we'll go from there. Let me see this. So if you have 4 people, okay, so that's how it works. I think I did this all right. Okay, perfect. So that's clear. Everyone's gonna get their keychain. We're gonna book your classes. Perfect.
When you talk about the yearly membership, is that like yearly